What if I told you a man vanished into thin air, leaving no trace behind? A chilling proposition, isn't it? But that's exactly what happened to John Gilbride, an average man leading an ordinary life who one day simply disappeared. John wasn't the sort to court danger or mystery. A hard-working fellow, he was known for his punctuality, his dedication to his job, and his love for his family. But one night, all the predictability that had defined John's life was shattered. The night was unusually quiet, the air heavy with an eerie stillness that seemed to mute even the distant hum of city life. John had spent the evening at his favorite local pub, a place he was known to frequent. He was last seen leaving the pub, walking alone under the cloak of a moonless night. When John failed to return home and then failed to show up for work the next day, worry turned into panic. The police were alerted and a missing persons investigation was initiated. But the investigation was fraught with challenges from the very beginning. There was no evidence of foul play, no sign of struggle or violence where John was last seen. His home was untouched, his personal belongings exactly where he had left them. His bank accounts showed no suspicious activity and his phone records offered no clues. It was as if John had simply stepped off the face of the earth. As the police grappled with the lack of leads, John's loved ones were left in a state of desperate uncertainty. His wife, his children, his friends, all waiting for news, any news that could shed light on his whereabouts. Candlelight vigils were held, flyers were distributed. Every possible avenue was explored in the hope of finding John. But with each passing day, the chances of finding him alive dwindled. As days turned into weeks, hope began to fade. John Gilbride had seemingly vanished without a trace. The authorities were baffled, but they weren't about to give up. The investigation into John Gilbride's disappearance was a daunting task. With very few leads and the chilling reality of a missing person, the authorities had their work cut out for them. In the beginning, the investigation seemed promising. Authorities were quick to comb through John's personal life, his relationships, his work, hoping to find a thread that might lead them to him. But as they dug deeper, they found more questions than answers. Every piece of evidence seemed to lead to a dead end. The lack of substantial leads was frustrating, but it only intensified the determination to find John. As the investigation progressed, several theories began to circulate. Some suggested John had simply left of his own volition, tired of his life and seeking a fresh start. Others, however, whispered about darker possibilities. They suggested that John may have been the victim of foul play, a theory that cast a grim shadow over the investigation. This theory was fueled by the eerie silence that followed John's disappearance. There were no calls, no letters, no sightings. It was as if John had vanished into thin air. The lack of communication was unsettling and seemed to support the suspicion of foul play. The authorities continued their tireless search, but each new lead seemed to evaporate as quickly as it appeared. The investigation took them down a labyrinth of theories and suspicions, but they always seemed to end up at a dead end. The frustration was palpable, but so was the resolve. They were determined to find John, to bring him home, or at least provide answers to those who cared for him. But despite their best efforts, the case began to grow cold. The leads dried up, the theories became more outlandish, and the hope of finding John started to fade. The authorities were left grappling with the chilling reality that John Gilbride had disappeared without a trace. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the case went cold. John Gilbride was nowhere to be found. In the absence of hard facts, speculations ran wild. The disappearance of John Gilbride was like a puzzle with missing pieces, and in the void left by unanswered questions, theories blossomed. One popular theory suggested that John, burdened by his past, had chosen to start a new life elsewhere. Supporters of this theory pointed to John's turbulent personal life and the pressures he faced. After all, who wouldn't want a clean slate, a chance to start afresh, unburdened by past mistakes? Yet those who knew John personally struggled to accept this theory. They couldn't fathom him leaving his old life without a trace, without saying goodbye. Another theory, darker and more sinister, suggested that John had been a victim of a grave crime. John's past was not devoid of enemies. Did someone bear a grudge against him? Could they have sought revenge? The lack of evidence made this theory as uncertain as the rest, but it added a chilling dimension to the narrative. Then there were theories that ventured into the realm of the supernatural. Some suggested that John had been abducted by aliens, or had stumbled upon a portal to another dimension. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, These theories added a layer of mystique to John's disappearance that intrigued many. Each theory painted a different picture, each more intriguing than the last. Yet they shared a common thread: the desperate human need to make sense of the inexplicable, to fill in the gaps and create a narrative where there was none. These theories stirred the imagination. They provided a semblance of explanation to the baffling disappearance of John Gilbride. They allowed for the possibility that John might still be out there, somewhere leading a new life or exploring new dimensions. They brought comfort to those who couldn't bear the thought of John meeting a tragic end. While these theories provided some comfort, they were just that, theories. The truth remained elusive. Years passed, but the question remained: what happened to John Gilbride? As the calendar pages fell away, the question haunted those who remembered the case. The case was chilling, as cold as the winter's breath, but it was far from forgotten. In the relentless pursuit of truth, cold case investigators decided to revisit John Gilbride's mysterious disappearance. With fresh eyes and renewed vigor, they dusted off the old files, ready to delve deep into the labyrinth of the past. Their mission was clear: to uncover the truth that had eluded so many for so long. In this new investigation, modern approaches were embraced. Gone were the days of relying solely on witness testimonies and physical evidence. Now, technology played a crucial role. Forensic advancements, data analysis, and digital tools were now at their disposal. Investigators used these to re-examine evidence, reanalyze data, and re-interview witnesses. Every shred of information was scrutinized, every lead pursued, no stone left unturned. Among the techniques employed, DNA technology stood out. It was a game-changer in many cold cases, and investigators hoped it would be the key to unlocking the secrets of John's case. Old pieces of evidence were retested, hoping that they might reveal something that had been missed before. Then there were the new leads. Some were as faint as whispers in the wind, others more tangible, but each one was meticulously followed. A receipt from a convenience store, a new witness who had been too scared to come forward, an old letter discovered in a forgotten drawer. These were the fragments of a puzzle they were trying to piece together, yet, despite their best efforts, the truth remained elusive. The renewed investigations stirred up the dust of the past, unearthing new details and shedding new light on old evidence. But at the end of the day, there was still no concrete answer. The puzzle pieces didn't quite fit together. The mystery of what happened to John Gilbride remained. The renewed investigation brought a glimmer of hope, but still no answers. John's disappearance remained a mystery that, as of now, still waits to be solved. Today, the mystery of John Gilbride's disappearance continues to baffle us. We've journeyed through the chilling night of his disappearance, sifted through the clues left in its wake, and delved into the swirling vortex of theories and speculation. Yet, despite our best efforts, the strange circumstances surrounding John's vanishing act remain as perplexing as ever. John was an everyday man, living an average life in an ordinary town. He was a beloved son, a cherished friend, a respected member of the community. His sudden, unexplained disappearance left a void that still echoes in the hearts of those who knew him. The lack of leads, the absence of any rational explanation, only amplifies the sense of loss and bewilderment. His case was not just a puzzle for the authorities, but it became a haunting enigma for the entire community. The town was rocked to its core, the sense of safety and tranquility shattered. The ripples of John's disappearance spread far and wide, touching the lives of people who had never even met him. The enduring mystery stirred a collective unease, a reminder that even in our seemingly predictable world, the inexplicable can occur. And so we find ourselves here, years later, still grappling with the unanswered questions. What happened to John Gilbride? Where did he go? Why are there no leads, no traces, no clues to unravel this mystery? Is it possible that he simply vanished into thin air? Or is there a more sinister explanation buried deep within the shadows of this enigma? Despite the passage of time, the case of John Gilbride has not faded into oblivion. It remains a poignant reminder of the fragility of life, the uncertainty of our existence. It is a testament to the human capacity for hope, for the undying belief that someday the truth will emerge from the shadows, illuminating the path to resolution. John Gilbride's case remains unsolved, a chilling reminder that sometimes reality can be stranger than fiction.